Hello everyone, and welcome back to the D20 campaign Firebird. In the last episode, nothing happened because players.
Well, no, something happened. Toad
yeah.
just guaranteed his own death.
Well, Toad stabbed himself in the foot with a piece of rusty metal and now has a note on his character sheet that says 4 days to go. Whether that's 4 days on this planet, 4 days on Earth, whether that's 4 days until he becomes a superhuman, 4 days until he dies, 4 days until his foot gives birth to an alien creature.
That's
Who
what
knows?
I'm thinking, yeah. But it's bacterial.
But until then, let's think about what the team would like to do next. They have 2 signals coming from the ocean, which is approximately a mile away. They have a ship that appears to have no real source of power available yet, and runs on magnetic plates, so we'd need some kind of roadway to run on. They have the manufactory they're in. They have multiple signals that are much, much further away towards the forest. And roll a listen check for me, everybody.
Really? Roll, damn it. Oh my god, okay, this is not rolling properly. What is the shit?
Yeah, this thing's like just literally turning.
Just
Yeah,
hit R.
I got
So like
22.
hover over it and hit R, and it does that.
Okay. 17.
18 plus 6.
Holy shit.
22 for me.
26.
20 plus 5.
17
Okay, so we got a
plus-
natural 20, a 17, an 18, a 16, and a 14, yeah?
22.
That was one hell of a set of rolls. Like, none of you
Yeah.
scored below 10. That was impressive.
And then we're all gonna roll like 1s and 2s on the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, to bring back a badly mispronounced joke from the first episode, you hear, as you are standing around the ship having a loud discussion about what you're going to do next, you hear a chittering, clattering, clittering
Oh, God.
sound. Yeah, clittering. I know, I mispronounced chittering and clattering.
Glittering. The
Yeah,
glittering is alright.
That-
It's like a fucking
you
horror
hear
movie.
a clittering sound in... that's just going to be what these things end up getting called, isn't it?
The clitorers?
Yeah.
The clitoris.
Clitori? A single one's a clitoris. Them all together are the clitori.
The clitori have arrived.
Are
you
they
can
gonna
tell
take
with
a
male
licking in
gamers.
this episode?
Oh. So
Yeah.
you can hear the clicking and chittering sound of the weird insect creatures that you've met before.
Mm.
Okay. Do they know that we're here? 'Cause we can't see them, right? We just hear them.
Correct.
We should try to stealth our way out the
Okay,
door.
with our high rolls, can we determine from the listening, like, an estimate of how many there are?
You'd probably guess that there being 5 or 6.
And how far away? Which direction and how far away?
From what you can tell, they are probably outside the building near the river.
Okay. The
Okay.
only reason I
Okay.
think we should attack them is if they make a break towards this ship that we found.
Okay, Kurt,
Yes, Magnet Boy.
did you... Did you take the old rations off Astronaut Dude?
I did not, no.
Okay.
I don't think I did. No. I just took the computer. We took the gun. We left the rations.
Are the droid, are the rations past the clittering sound, or are they before the clittering sound?
The clittering sound is coming from outside the building. The rations were back in one of the side rooms.
So here's my thought. We go get the rations. We lure the clitori over here. We throw the rations onto the high force plates and see what effect they have on the clitori.
Okay.
See if we can trap them.
We could do that, and I'm not thinking it's a bad plan, but they have not shown any aggression towards us, except when we get in their way. We could just walk by them, and they probably won't even attack.
I have. Okay. We want to keep this ship safe, and if we can't keep it safe, do we want?
I don't want
them
them
to-
attacking our ship. No, because I feel like this
Okay.
is important.
I can rig up some traps around the area using my deck chargers.
High explosives in partially broken down building.
Not
Great
Okay.
idea.
I can also use smaller chargers. I can cut them down, so instead of it being a massive ass explosion, it's gonna be something that's gonna be more equivalent to a claymore that will fire bits of,
First
shrapnel at it.
we don't know if they're even coming for the ship. Shouldn't we just investigate and see what they're? Maybe
We
they're
should
just
actually
walking
look
by.
first. I like that idea.
Yeah,
Let's
because
do it.
if they're just walking by and we're just hearing them, we're setting up
Observation
detonators
is
for no
part of the
reason.
scientific method. I'll allow it.
Okay.
Motherfucker, you don't have a say at this point.
Shit, you just got slapped
You're gonna
down.
be using a wooden peg soon.
We really should amputate the fucking foot.
That's what I was thinking.
mean,
It's like
we
last
should.
campaign it's
Wait,
my
wait,
kidney.
no,
This
no.
campaign it's my foot.
Just wait. We'll keep checking it and see how your foot progresses.
That's why I drew or
You know
had
what?
Vagabond
That's
draw
what
lines
many
on it.
great artists say. Just wait. You know what happened? They died.
Oh.
He has 4 days, we think. And
I
even if
like how 4 days, huh?
I'm just saying, like, it's not that bad at the moment. We should figure out what's going on first.
Okay.
Again, Kurt, out of character. No.
You think we should amputate his foot right now instead of figure out?
We don't know the 4-day shit. That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
saying we
Yeah.
should see what the clitoris things want. And
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious what they want.
They just want to be. They want to be
Oh,
nurtured and loved.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm not even gonna go there. Let's continue.
let's just investigate.
What
Let's
were you gonna say?
continue.
Maybe we'll go
We've done
outside and they're hard
very
to find.
little so
No, I'm saying nothing.
Let's investigate.
Okay. So are you going to just walk outside? What are you up to?
Well, we should sneak our way over and see where they are.
Roll sneak checks. If you do not have move silently and hide, then give me a
I'm just gonna wait inside.
dexterity.
They can sneak.
11. If you don't have a what?
If you
Move
don't have
silently.
hide or move silently.
Oh, I've hide.
21.
I got 15.
I got 8.
I got 21.
14
Okay.
with my move
I
silently.
mean, I initially didn't actually want to even go out there and follow
Oh,
them. so I
I'm
just
waiting.
wanted to-
No, I'm
Do
waiting.
I add
We've-
move silently too?
We've established that I'm
No,
not.
you just
great
add
at it.
either hide or move silently.
Oh, well, then I'll add the move silently because it's way higher. So I had 19 then.
19. So Vagabond, or should I say Damien, who is a security guard wannabe author, remembers some, because like as with all authors, he reads a lot of books to learn about things and to sort of think about writing and things. So he remembers some book he's read about this super spy, and he decides to imitate this super spy. So he goes into spy mode and just kind of melds in with the forest, with the overgrown plants, and just kind of disappears as he heads off towards the door.
That spy's name? Nets.
Dude, but you're not running around screaming at things. It doesn't work.
I'm a spy. And Kurt follows along behind, almost as effectively disappearing into the bush. You guys head out to the side door, which is near to the sound of the creatures, and you have a peek outside. There's probably about 8 of them, and they are walking in a 2x4 kind of formation along the side of the river. And they're walking along the side of the river, and on the river is a small circular craft made of shiny metal, probably about 12 foot across, just floating along the river quite peacefully. And these things seem to be sort of walking along beside it. The clicking sound comes from their feet as they tap along the floor. But also these ones have their foreclaws, their upper claws raised up, and they are kind of semi-rhythmically tapping their claws together as they walk down the side of the river following the ship.
Okay, so they had no interest in us.
No,
Do they seem to be escorting or walking beside, or do they seem to be following in interest to scavenge?
They seem to be slightly behind it, but that might be because they're escorting it. That might be because they're following it. That might be because it's just a faster bit of the river and they've lost pace with it.
Can I sense motive?
You can try.
You sense motive as ass.
Are you
Sense
with
motive-
us? I thought it was just us two.
Yeah, I rolled a 14 to come with you guys.
Oh.
I stayed behind with an 8.
I chilled in the back.
So I got a
I'm not-
14.
You can sense that they're giant bug things.
Mind if I sense a motive?
Go for it.
All right. Wish me luck.
I bet you aren't going to give us anything unless we do like a natural 20.
19 plus 8, 27.
That's pretty good.
Holy
Okay.
shit!
So, Vagabond, strangely enough, like to be honest, like if 50 had rolled life sciences, he probably would have gotten more information as well, because life sciences, animal behavior, like it's
I'm
better.
I'm
than
hiding.
sensory.
I'm not
Yeah.
peeking shit at them. So
But Vagabond has enough knowledge of sort of behavior and things to sense that these things are displaying a kind of habitual try and speak English, habitual ritual style behavior. Like if they were just following along behind it intently, then you could presume they were after it, chasing it perhaps. If they were walking in kind of a scattering, you could assume they were scavenging for things. But these things seem to be moving in a group, and the fact that they have their claws upraised and they seem to be doing a rhythmic pattern with their claws, the tapping of their claws, it's some kind of ritualized behavior.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe that has something to do with the markings I found on the ground.
Maybe. Are they heading in the direction that we need to go? Towards the
They're
beach?
headed downriver.
Okay.
Ah,
Can we see how far how far back their tracks have traveled? Like whether they've come from a far ways or whether they've like emerged from one of the cave or building entrances?
That depends. How far do you want to follow their tracks backwards, and can you track their tracks?
I just want to view what they've left along the ground, see if there's any markings that they've left.
Okay, so you're going to basically walk up to where they've just gone past and look at the floor.
Well, just from where we're sitting, can I see
Are you
any
presuming
markings?
they're walking in like sand, or 'cause I don't think they leave many markings behind.
Well, like we're out near the mouth of a river in an overgrown building. There's going to be some sort of vegetation that maybe they're leaving little pointy footsteps in.
So you're looking at vegetation. You can tell that there's disturbed vegetation pretty much as far as you can see through the vegetation, which is probably like 100 or so feet.
Okay, never mind. That was
Alright,
useless.
how far away? How far away are these things now?
They're marching past you, kind of in a stately procession, shall we say. They're moving probably about 30 foot every 10 seconds. You've probably been looking at them for a couple of minutes. They're maybe a couple of 100 foot down the river from you.
All right, I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna actually just follow them now. Now that they're far enough away, I'm gonna follow them and
You kind
See
of have
where
to
they're
go that
going.
way anyway, so we might trail behind and kind of stay hidden.
I'm not gonna stay hidden. I'm just gonna straight up just follow them. Just stay like 150 feet back, 100 feet back. Just watch them and follow them, but
Okay.
not present as a threat.
I'm gonna stay hidden. You do that.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, I'm taking a gamble.
Eric sort of just walks out and just walks down into the disturbed foliage at the edge of the river. Down by the edge of the river, the foliage is a little bit thinner because this is where the river is starting to widen out. The ground's a little bit softer, but not too soft to walk on. And the fact that they've trampled past in a 2x4, then like in a 2x4, in a two wide 4 long column, it's made like some impression on the vegetation, and like Eric can walk along quite comfortably, following along
Okay.
behind them.
All right. I'm gonna get within 75 feet and see what I can figure out about them. Just start watching them. So, life sciences.
Does their trampled path make it any easier to drag my 300 and some odd pound beacon?
Oh, far easier.
I'm gonna
Alright,
walk
so I
along
got-
the path then.
I got a 30.
A 30. in life
Yeah,
sciences?
18 plus 12. Yep. So,
Okay, so Eric has some knowledge of hive-based creatures, hive-based, primarily insectile life forms, and this sort of ritualized action, usually a little bit beyond hive-based minds, but there is certain presentation of ritualized action in certain species of ant and hornet, and certain species of bumblebee when it comes to things that they highly value. For instance, bumblebees do have a certain ritualized behaviors related to nectar, related to the source of their honey. They have certain ritualized behaviors when it comes to the basically the looking after of important things. So this appears to be, from what the life sciences skill of Mr. Eric can determine, probably some kind of honor guard or escort. This 15-foot wide semi-spheric sort of flattened sphere thing floating along the river possibly is important to the hive in some way. Maybe it's a source of food or a source of protection, or maybe it's something that they revere. Now, they haven't shown any signs of advanced intelligence, so it's unlikely to be a religious thing, but maybe they're more intelligent than they seem.
all right. What is it? Like, I want to take an actual look at it. Is it what is it that they're escorting?
Do you know what M&Ms are?
I mean, doesn't everybody?
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody?
It's a 15-foot wide silver M&M, basically.
Okay. Made out of.
Silvery
Can I-
stuff.
Okay, I can't tell from this distance.
You presume it's
Okay.
metal.
I presume, yeah, I have. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll keep that 75-foot distance and just follow them in the open, walking along casually. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so what are
Okay.
other people doing?
I'm
I'm
walking along that.
keeping distance.
Yeah, I'm walking along
I'm
the
still
same
keeping a
center
very
path.
safe distance, 'cause-
Me too. I want to keep kind of stealth way behind.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm keeping fairly far behind, enough to see you guys kind of in eye shot, but it's hard to be stealthy with a giant Robobobo suit.
Okay.
Bobo suit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I heard that too, right? I'm not.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, my ears don't have Parkinson's or something.
Clonk, clonk.
I just love the
Alright.
fact that you like clunked up and you decided to be the one to try and stealth kill the 14-foot high droid.
No one else is gonna do it.
So you guys are following along behind this procession, and the sun's now probably 60 degrees above the horizon. It's started to go down the other side of the sky now, with everything you've been doing. But it's probably been about 2 Earth days since you arrived on the planet now, a day and a half maybe. And you start to follow these insects. They're setting a decent pace. I mean, it's not fast, but it's also not agonizingly slow. Probably about 4 miles an hour, which is a roughly decent walking rate in a sort of overgrown environment. Actually, quite a decent walking rate in an overgrown environment. And they follow this silver thing towards the ocean, which is the direction you're going anyway. Toad, or should I say Percival, is slugging along at the back, sort of dragging this 300-pound satellite detection radar transmitter magnet thing that he's dug up out of the ground.
With your hurt foot.
With his hurt foot, limping along. Just like everyone else is just ignoring this. Just like, yeah, that's personal. It's fine. The clitoris, or the insectile race. I know. I made this run for my own back.
Speak never. Nope.
They are just carrying along following this silver dish, or this silver disc on the surface of the river, which is staying ahead of them slightly, and they follow along in procession behind it. You're probably following them for 40 minutes before you reach the end of the growth area and you come out onto the flat of the beach. The beach is pure white crystalline sand. The scientists among you can tell that it's probably some kind of polypeptic chalk, or some kind of It's definitely not quartz because quartz goes yellow when it's ground into a very fine powder. This is probably some kind of, perhaps it's a silicate. You could get a white silicate powder, and the insect creatures kind of stop at the edge of the sand, and they watch as the silver disc proceeds along a shallow river track out into the beach, headed towards the ocean. And they seem to get a little bit frustrated. They're moving from side to side and clacking their claws. Every now and then, one of them will put its feet onto the sand, but because they have pointed insectile feet, its feet disappear into the sand by a couple of inches, and it pulls back onto the sort of more clayish mud near the riverbed before the beach starts.
Interesting.
So how far are we from the factory now?
You're probably 40 minutes decent walk, so you're probably like 2.5, 3 miles.
Is there anything resembling trees out where we're at now before we're leaving the marsh area? Or is it all
Nope,
pretty low
scrub ground.
vegetation?
Scrub ground,
Okay.
low level vegetation.
This thing floats, right? The thing they're watching?
The thing they're watching is floating down the river.
And
Yeah,
how big is it?
about 15 foot across.
A couple people could get on
Mhm.
that. What if we used it to float our way out to the signal?
But
We have nothing to float out there with the side.
I'd rather follow them to where they're going.
What sort of
let's
materials
stop
do we have
now.
on? Do we have any like flat materials on us right now? Or I guess, how many panels opened on the beacon? Was it 3 or 4?
4.
4. What's the size of those side panels?
Like 2 foot by 1.
Okay. And are those side panels a protective casing, or are they functionally needed for the antenna function?
As far as you're aware, they're a protective casing.
Hey, Alex. Need your help, buddy. It's Caldera.
What's up? My brain keeps forgetting I'm Alex.
Yeah. These side panels here that open up on my beacon, I'm pretty sure I don't actually, like, super need them. So how about me and you fashion ourselves a pair of snowshoes so that we can more quickly make our way across that sand?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Sweet.
You want to give the Iron Man snowshoes?
Well, he's willing to
Yes.
help me out.
Why wouldn't you give it to someone that doesn't wear a like ridiculously heavy suit?
Because it's freaking Iron Man, dude. I want that guy on
It's
my
gonna
team.
sink no matter what he has in that regard.
Can I?
Well, if
Can
he
I
gets
make
real
a
bound up on there,
suggestion?
then I might be having a fighting chance of knocking him out and stealing the suit then. Like, win-win.
Droid, are there any rocks around?
You could find some
Small,
rocks.
small
I'm just
fist-sized
gonna
rocks.
sit down and watch what happens.
Yeah. You could find some small rocks.
Okay.
All right,
Craft mechanical.
I'm a whip one not at them, but with about 20, 30 feet to the right. I want to see what their reaction is.
Who's them?
The bugs.
The
The
bugs.
clitoris.
Okay, the
I don't know
clitori,
anything about you.
okay.
So 6 plus 3, so 9.
Okay, so you pick up a fist-sized rock and you throw it at a bush near the clitoris,
Yeah.
and they turn around as
do they-
as a kind of like
Okay.
disturbingly unison turn around because they've all been looking out at the beach so far.
God.
Do they
And,
face me or the bush?
all 8 of them turn around and look at you,
Okay.
and they kind of raise all 4 claws and start clacking their claws at you. And
All right.
chittering
I'm gonna
side to
stop
side.
and back off. I'll stop and back off instantly.
Right.
I'll put my
one
hands
second.
in the air and just back away.
Raise them like you don't care.
Yeah.
Jackass.
Okay.
Hey, I don't know what you got. I'm just, I'm trying to get as much information as I can. I'm a scientist. But I just gamble. I'll gamble with my life if I learn some cool shit. I don't give a. I don't care.
So these things are kind of staring at Eric now, clicking their claws kind of slightly unhappily in his direction.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you make them more mad? I want to go jump onto the floating thing.
Oh my god.
I'm serious.
All right. I'm gonna set up a deck charge 30 feet in front of me, and then, sorry, I'm gonna set one up and then back up like 30 feet, and then set up another one and back up another 20 feet, and I'm gonna shoot at them with the rifle. You
Okay.
want them pissed off?
No, while you
Alright,
do
let's
that,
this shit.
I'm gonna run towards the. How far is the floating thing from?
All right,
Uh,
so it. Damn. All right, at 2 with my rifle though. So
Well,
plus
We're gonna die.
plus. So 6. I got 6.
Okay, so first things first. Could everyone roll me an initiative, please?
Thanks for this. We're just gonna walk
Is there a
past them into the
step-
sand where they aren't moving.
No initiative mod.
But no, you had to be a jackhole.
I got 4.
I got
got
number
12.
1. I go first, right?
Oh wait,
Oh,
can I use initiative modifier then?
21.
So I got
20.
15. Or no, 17. Sorry. Oh wait.
Oh, so much better. That means I got a 2 instead of a 1.
What's your initiative, Scaldera?
My initiative is where the fuck's initiative at? Oh,
It's above
0.
40.
So roll 1d20 for me and tell me what it gets as you've got a 0 initiative.
Okay. 12.
Damn.
12. Okie dokie. So just get the order of operations in. We have Damien with 21. We've got creature 1 with 19. Creature 2 with 18. We've got Kurt with 17. We've got creature 3 with 13. And we've got Alex with 12. We've got creature 4 through to creature 7 with an assortment of things. We have Eric with 4. Then we have creature 8 with 2. And Percival with 1. Okay.
Before this all
Yay, I'm
starts
not
going
last.
down, how far did myself and Alex get on creating our sand shoes? Basically,
Alex could,
we're tearing off those panels and wrapping
Alex
vine on
could
it.
reasonably quickly, with the
Yeah, I could-
assistance of his suit, ripped the panels off.
Yep.
Okay, should we just frickin' sprint for the beach where they don't like going?
They're
Sure.
between you and the
Yeah.
beach.
Oh,
Well, we can run kind of past and around them.
You never told me how far the Skittle was from the beach or from the ocean.
The giant silver skittle is probably like the beach is maybe a couple of 100 feet wide, maybe 300 or 400 foot wide. The skittle's probably about, by now, 70 or 80 foot out into the sands.
Okay, perfect. That's what I want to run to.
Okay, so Damien goes first.
All right, so.
What would you like to do, Damien?
die now or die later.
First off, I think I might want to start with I think as players we should come up with like a little strategy what we should do here first.
Ah,
So,
wing it.
You know what?
I'm
We should
Let's
already shoot at one.
let's torture our viewers because this is at 29 minutes right now on the dot, and let's go into combat in the next episode.
Cliffhanger.
Sounds good to me.